welcome to another edition of Buckeye's Brainiacs Bowl, brought to you by Owens Community College. I'm your host, Mason Lowry, and these are the matchups I really love because sometimes we get to step way outside of our viewing area and meet some teams that we don't often see here on BCSN. And specifically today, we've got Elmwood and we have Heritage Christian from down in Findlay. I think this is the first time Heritage has been on BCSN in any capacity, so we're happy to welcome you guys to the family. And before we go any further and dive into the buzz-in round, let's meet these guys.
Gavin Minnick, junior.
Laura Tanner, senior.
Tyson Bowers, freshman.
Chadwick Kaiser, freshman.
Milana Jennings, freshman.
Andrew Odegaard, sophomore.
Claire Chio, junior.
Carissa Lee, freshman.
Perfect.
Carolyn Leskowitz, freshman.
Welcome to the buzz-in round. In the buzz-in round, both teams will have their buzzers in hand. Teams buzzing in and answering correctly will receive 10 points. If they answer incorrectly, they will lose 10 points. Good luck. So off we go then to the buzz-in round, which a reminder is brought to you by Unison Health and the Mental Health Board of Lucas County. Buzzers ready? You guys all set? Let's begin. Your 3 minutes starts now. What European store's exterior is typically blue with yellow accents, its nation's colors? Elmwood.
IKEA.
Correct. In what city did fans pelt Santa Claus with snowballs during an NFL game? Elmwood.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is correct. What viscous water that chickpeas and other legumes are cooked in is used as a substitute for egg whites in vegan recipes? No vegans in here, I take it. It's aquafaba. A king of what name declared Paris is well worth a mass? It's Henry. Name these objects, one of which Eris marked for the fairest to cause chaos leading to the Trojan War. No. Golden apples. Name the author of Inferno, part of his three-part Divine Comedy. Elmwood.
Dante.
Dante is correct. What quantity is measured in amperes? Heritage.
Electricity?
No, sorry. It's currents, specifically. The White Terror led to martial law on what island after Chiang Kai-shek fled to it from the mainland? Heritage.
Is it Japan?
No, sorry. Taiwan. Frasier was a spin-off of what sitcom set in Boston? I know you're thinking about it, Elmwood. You want to have a go or no? Elmwood?
Seinfeld.
No, sorry. Cheers. A water polo match between what two countries ended with blood in the water at the 1956 Melbourne Olympics? Yeah, I thought this might stump you guys. It's Hungary and the Soviet Union. The Treaty of Portsmouth was signed by what final Romanov Tsar of Russia who the Bolsheviks executed in 1918? Elmwood.
Tsar Nicholas II.
Correct. What Belgian detective character created by Agatha Christie appears in Murder on the Orient Express? Heritage.
Hercules Poirot. I don't know how to
Yeah,
say it.
Poirot. I'll give you that one. Well done. 10 points for Heritage Christian. What Athenian statesman delivered a funeral oration during the Peloponnesian War? Nothing? Pericles. Name the Italian opera composer who wrote about Gilda and the Duke of Mantua in Rigoletto. Yeah, big opera crowd, I can tell. It's Verdi. What process can be sustained by a critical mass of an isotope such as uranium-235? Give up. Nuclear fission. And that's time. Well, very good start for Elmwood. You got 30 points. Heritage Christian, that one you got correct. That was big. It got you back to just minus 10. So you're down by 40, but by no means out of it. And we'll have the volley round when we come back. Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu. Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. Welcome to the volley round. The volley round, the first question goes to the team with the lowest score. If they answer correctly, they are awarded 10 points, and the next question goes to the opposing team. If any team answers a question incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that question and still receive their question. Good luck.
Time now for the volley round, in which the questions go back and forth, and we will begin with Heritage Christian. They're on minus 10 points right now. They trail Elmwood by 40, but plenty of time to make up that ground. You guys will get the first question, and the 3 minutes begins now. Heritage, what psychological term is named after a California actress who tried to suppress an image of her mansion? You can pass if you want to.
Pass.
Elmwood, chance to steal.
Pass.
It's the Streisand effect. Elmwood, which battle for which a namesake line in the sand was drawn to rally troops for the impending fight became a battle cry for Texan independence?
Alamo.
The Alamo is correct. Heritage, the right bower is the jack of the trump suit in what card game?
Blackjack.
No, sorry. Elmwood?
Euchre.
Euchre is correct. Elmwood, this is for you. Name the Roman governor who ordered the execution of Jesus Christ.
Pontius Pilate.
Correct. I bet Heritage wishes they got that one. Heritage, what company loses money on their rotisserie chickens to attract customers to the back of their warehouses?
Sam's Club.
No, not quite. Elmwood?
Costco.
Costco is correct, guys. It was the other one, unfortunately. Elmwood, who declared love is patient, love is kind, and asked, why do you persecute me after being blinded on the road to Damascus?
Saul.
No, sorry. Heritage?
Paul.
Paul is correct. I'm glad you finally got one of those. Heritage, Craig Kilborn was the original host of what long-running show on Comedy Central?
Saturday Night Live.
No, sorry. Elmwood?
Pass.
The Daily Show. Elmwood named this object called a bringer of jollity in Gustav Holst's The Planets in a movement before Saturn.
Pass.
Heritage?
Is it Jupiter?
Yes, it is. Well done. Heritage, the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame is devoted to what sport?
Is it football?
It is not. Sorry. Elmwood?
Pass.
Basketball. Elmwood, what feature of a basketball court was first adopted by the NBA in 1979 and the NCAA in 1986?
Three-point line.
Three-point line is correct. Heritage, what French author created Mathilde Loisel for The Necklace?
Pass.
Elmwood?
Pass.
Guy de Maupassant. Elmwood, what company both co-names the winning team of the 2024 German Soccer Championship and produces a popular aspirin brand?
Pass.
Heritage?
Is it Tylenol?
No, but I love the guess. It's Bayer. Bayer Leverkusen was the team, and Bayer is the aspirin. That's a really good guess, though. Well, Heritage Christian is now out of the red, but they still are down big to Elmwood. Elmwood up 80-10. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
Are you looking for a life-changing opportunity? Check out Owens Community College, the powerhouse choice for your higher education. Owens offers more than 160 innovative programs, including the region's #1 nursing program and the nation's only accredited MRI associate degree. And Owens has so much more: technical and performing arts, culinary arts, skilled trades, and public safety. Get started today. Learn how Owens will impact your life. Apply today. Your success starts here.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
It's a new season, and the BCSN student section of the season chain is on the line. Student sections rise up. The battle is on. Student section of the week is presented by Unison Health. Join us from the Owens Media Desk every Friday night during Game Day Nation as we showcase the student section of the week.
Never miss a moment on the all-new BCSN Plus app. Available now.
A lot's happening in the 419. Let's explore the best events our region has to offer. Feel the holiday glow as the Toledo Zoo's Lights Before Christmas continues through the end of the year. Then count down the new year with your family in the light of day at the Toledo Zoo's New Year's Eve. Plus, Wiley the Walleye takes that midnight plunge one more time. It's the world-famous Walleye Drop. Visit explore419.com for more local events.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is brought to you in part by Unison Health and the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board of Lucas County, reminding you that it's your time, your choice. Welcome to the Lightning Round. In the Lightning Round, each team gets 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. 10 points will be awarded for each correct answer. This round will begin with the team that has the lowest score. Good luck.
Well, before we get into the lightning round, we do have a scoring change. I should have accepted Saul as a correct response for the Paul the Apostle question. So Elmwood gets 10 additional points. They now have a 90-10 lead, and that means Heritage Christian, your job just got one question harder to try and turn this thing around. But the lightning round, this is where games can change. So a positive round here for you guys, and it can make the final challenge very, very interesting. The floor is yours for the next 3 minutes. And your time starts now. What set of texts are the oldest Hindu scriptures?
Pass.
The Vedas. The Fool, the Magician, the Hanged Man, and Temperance might appear in a deck of what?
Cards.
What kind?
What? Tarot cards?
Tarot cards is correct. What Welsh poets' works include Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night and A Child's Christmas in Wales?
Pass.
Dylan Thomas. Name these super-dense stars that are mostly composed of a neutral subatomic particles.
White dwarf stars.
Neutron stars. What woman wrote, You do not have to be good, you do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting in her poem Wild Geese?
Pass.
Mary Oliver. A Twitter argument with what person may have led to Andrew Tate's arrest in Romania?
Pass.
Greta Thunberg. On Christmas Day 1989, what dictator was executed by firing squad, ending decades of communist rule in Romania?
Pass.
Nicolae Ceausescu. A poem from a collection by what author describes a bird with great white wings, the albatross?
Pass.
Baudelaire. After the Cold War, what country dissolved into its constituents, such as Slovenia and Croatia?
Czechoslovakia.
So close, Yugoslavia.
Oh, I thought you said something. Okay.
A cathedral in what city is home to a gilded sculpture of the Virgin Mary known as the Madonnina?
Rome.
Milan. What landforms are typically created by collisions of tectonic plates that push rocks together and upwards?
Mountains.
Correct. Ronald Reagan said, "The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted, it belongs to the brave," in an address to the nation after what event?
The Challenger exploded?
Correct. Name the Italian Renaissance sculptor of the first freestanding male nude since antiquity.
Michelangelo?
Well, it was one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but no, Donatello. What type of pen made by companies like Mont Blanc is often contrasted with the ballpoint type? And that's time. So you have made up a little bit of ground, but you still trail significantly to Elmwood. You guys are on 40 points. Elmwood, you have the floor for the next 3 minutes. Let's do it. Boris Yeltsin was president of Russia for most of what decade?
The 90s.
90s is correct. What thinker stated, "Man is born free and everywhere he is in chains" in On the Social Contract?
Rousseau.
Rousseau is correct. Pol Pot led the Khmer Rouge in what country formerly known as Kampuchea?
Myanmar.
No, Cambodia. An unnamed black protagonist meditates on his experiences with racism in what work by Ralph Ellison?
Pass.
Invisible Man. Due to its lacking in atmosphere, what planet is the second hottest?
Mercury?
Correct. The third pope with what name appointed the first Holy Roman Emperor, while another pope of the same name persuaded Attila the Hun to spare Italy?
Pass.
Leo. What Disney cartoon film stars David Spade and John Goodman and is set in Peru?
The Emperor's New Clothes.
Sorry, no, The Emperor's New Groove. So close. Whose death inspired Walt Whitman's "Oh Captain, My Captain"?
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. What literary devices are reflected in everyday expressions such as "he devoured the book" and "time is money"?
Metaphor?
Correct. What Islamic philosopher wrote the Canon of Medicine?
Pass.
Avicenna. Earl Grey, Oolong, and Black are types of what beverage?
Tea.
Tea is correct. The narrator plans to flee to Canada to avoid fighting in the Vietnam War in part of what collection of short stories by Tim O'Brien?
Pass.
The Things They Carried. What royal symbol is shown on the flag of Liechtenstein?
Crown.
Crown is correct. A massive one of what events occurred in 1883 on the island Krakatoa?
A volcanic eruption.
Correct. What opera composer wrote La Boheme, Tosca, and Madame Butterfly?
Pass.
Puccini. There are two special administrative regions of the People's Republic of China. Name one.
Pass.
They are Hong Kong and Macau. What novel by Upton Sinclair partially led to the passage of the Pure Food and Drug Act?
The Jungle.
The Jungle is correct. What Egyptian deity has the head of a falcon?
Pass.
Horus. What Mass for the Dead was written by the composer of the Magic Flute?
Pass.
Mozart's Requiem. Beau Biden, Ted Kennedy, and John McCain all died of glioblastoma, an aggressive form of cancer that affects what organ?
The eye?
No, the brain, and time is up. And wow, that was some round from Elmwood. Gosh, 180 points. Heritage Christian, nobody's really out of it going into the final challenge, but it's going to take a Herculean effort from you guys to come back. We'll see if they can do it right after this.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu.
From the BCSN team, you know and trust, Ice Check has your hockey team covered all winter long.
We have the highlights, interviews, and stories.
With insight and commentary you can't find anywhere else.
From December all the way to the state championship in March, we will feature high school teams, Bowling Green and the Walleye. Ice Check, presented by Owens Community College, Tuesday nights at 10 on BCSN and the BCSN Plus app.
BCSN Sports Now is your best source for sports coverage all season long.
It's the area's only 30-minute show dedicated to local sports from beginning to end.
Highlights, scores, and stories that feature the athletes and coaches in your community.
If it's local, it's on Sports Nightly, every night at 10:30 on BCSN and the BCSN Plus app.
Now you can watch TV without your TV. Introducing Stream TV, powered by Buckeye Broadband. Now your TV goes where you go. Contact us today.
3 locations to serve you, or shop online 24/7 at shopac.com.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Coming up on the next Trading Up. Join me as I get behind the wheel of a semi-truck and learn the ins and outs of becoming a truck driver. Make sure to tune in to an all-new episode of Trading Up, December 30th at 7 p.m., only on BCAN.
Stay tuned after the episode for Trading Up Special Edition with the TPS Transportation, Distribution, and Logistics Program.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. This is the final challenge. Now it's time for the final challenge. Teams will once again have their buzzers in hand. Any team buzzing in with a correct answer will receive 10 points. If the team that buzzed in answers incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that same question and gain 10 points. Good luck.
And, of course, the final challenge round, as always, is brought to you by Unison Health and the Mental Health Board of Lucas County. Buzzers ready, guys? A reminder, the score 180-40. Elmwood in the lead on Heritage Christian. This round is 4 minutes. You can steal if the question is answered incorrectly by the team that buzzes in first. Let's begin. Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke and David Hume are identified with what philosophical school? Heritage.
Harvard.
No, sorry. Elmwood? Nothing? It's a school of thought, not an academic institution. Empiricism is the correct answer, but that's all right. Toy Story was the first feature film by Pixar. What was the second? Elmwood.
A Bug's Life?
A Bug's Life is correct. What objects culminate in a singularity and contain an event horizon? Elmwood.
Black holes.
Black hole is correct. What African country with a capital at Juba became independent from its northern neighbor in 2011? Elmwood.
South Sudan.
South Sudan is correct. What Japanese event marked the end of the shogunate era and the new rule of the namesake emperor? Elmwood.
The Meiji Restoration.
Correct. A system for what art form was developed by Konstantin Stanislavski?
Sculpting.
No, sorry. Elmwood, you can steal. Nothing? Acting. What fighting Quaker replaced Horatio Gates as commander in the South during the American Revolution?
Jebediah.
Say again?
Jebediah.
No. Elmwood? It's Nathaniel Green. Since Quakers are inherently nonviolent, fighting Quaker is an example of what figure of speech? Heritage.
Oh, irony.
No, sorry. Elmwood?
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron, that's what we're looking for. What Thomas Pynchon novel opens with the line, "A screaming comes across the sky"? No?
The Scarlet Letter.
No. Elmwood? It's Gravity's Rainbow. What name is shared by graphic novelist Tilly and the title pond of a book by Henry David Thoreau? Give up? It's Walden. What Dostoevsky novel is about Raskolnikov's murder of a pawnbroker? Moving on then. Crime and Punishment. What English author wrote Politics in the English Language and an allegorical warning about communism that includes a pig named Napoleon? Looking for the author. Heritage.
Oh, I was going to say Animal Farm, but...
No, sorry, need the author. Elmwood?
George Orwell.
George Orwell is the author. What other author of pulp, sci-fi, and fantasy novels in his early career went on to found the Church of Scientology? From high art to low art. Any guesses? Elmwood.
Tom Cruise.
No. Heritage. I like that guess, though. No, it's L. Ron Hubbard. Kingda Ka in Jackson, New Jersey is currently the world's tallest what? Elmwood.
Roller coaster.
Correct. What amusement park is the only one to have 2 of the 10 tallest coasters in the world? Elmwood.
Cedar Point.
You got it. The team's best player strikes out in what poem by Ernest Thayer? Heritage.
Casey at the Bat.
Correct. Well done. What mostly abandoned city in Ukraine was the site of the ill-fated Chernobyl nuclear power plant?
Is it
Heritage.
Kiev?
No, sorry. Elmwood? Chernobyl is in Pripyat. And that is time. And boy, Elmwood, you guys really ran away with this thing, especially from that second run on. Well done. 260 points, one of the higher totals we've seen so far this season. And that means we will see you guys later on in the season. And Heritage Christian, I'm so glad you guys came up from Findlay to join us this morning. It was awesome to welcome you guys into our BCSN family, and have a safe trip back home. And hopefully we'll see you again next year, okay? So we'll see Elmwood later on in the season. Big win for the Royals, and we'll see you next time on Brainiacs Bowl. Bye-bye.